3 will get a little bit of a jump at the start. Benjamin Nelson will not jump.
We are live here at Kentucky Motor Speedway for the Kentucky 225 for the Go Fast Racing League Lazy Days Xfinity Series. Day number 3 here at Kentucky as we went Thursday for the Truck Series, yesterday for the K&N Series. Between them 2 races, only 2 cautions added up between both. 0 for the Trucks, 2 last night for the K&N. What will be tonight? Racing looks good out on track. We got a total so far about 16 drivers in here hoping to make the start. Got about 5 minutes left. We'll take a quick peek real fast at the Lazy Days Xfinity Series points as we come into the night. So far, Austin Marion on top, Eric Borelli, Jeff Wupker, Skylar Allen Sr., the top 4. Eric mentioned 5th. So far, only 1, 2, 1, 2, I'm just counting, sorry, 3, I believe, let me check, hold on, I'm counting wrong, my bad. 1, 2, 3, 3 guys so far with wins on the season, and a lot of room. 8 drivers get into the chase, so we'll see who it is. I'm sorry, 10 I think get into the chase. We'll see who it is here tonight. Last week it was Jeff Smith picking up the victory at Daytona. We had 17 lead changes at Daytona, only 2 cautions, however. For only 8 laps, Jeff Smith beat out John Ronaldo by a nose, and Dylan Vose was also in this mix. Brandon Puffenbarger finished 4th, and Jeff Wupker finished 5th. What's going to happen tonight? Nobody knows. Only time will tell as we get set to go racing. It should be a fun race. Multiple drivers, like I said here tonight, on this very difficult 1.5 mile track. Real fast, we'll take a look at the weather. 80-degree air temp. So that's a little bit warm for night time. However, partly cloudy skies. Track information, it is 80 degrees also for the track temp, which is not bad. Alright guys, so what we're going to do now, we're going to pause for just a few minutes, get a national anthem. I asked earlier if we should start doing this, so we're going to try it and see if everybody likes it. It ain't no special video or nothing really like that, so we'll see y'all here in a few minutes. Alright, we are back. Right now, guys, what I'm going to do, I'm going to post up our Twitter. You can make sure you follow that if you wish. And also our Facebook for all the information. You can follow us there. We do live updates throughout the race and stuff like that. So be sure to make sure you check it out. Plus, one more post. You can see all the information about the Go Fast Xfinity Series right there. And we'll post them throughout the night a couple of times. As I said, tonight's race very intense. It should be a great race. Joshua Banks right now sitting on top of the board. However, Brandon Puffenberger, who's been fast all weekend, whether it be the trucks or the K&N Series, always fast here, especially really starting to make a name by coming in here and doing these kind of races for him. And not only that, he's not really been the fastest as of late. He's only got 2 races so far on the season in the Xfinity Series. He does have 2 top 5s, so he's looking to hopefully get another top 5, or if not, a win. Aaron Fowler right now currently in 3rd. He's a little bit higher up in the points. He is currently back in the, actually I lied, he is back in 26th. I thought he was a little bit higher than that. Does have 5 starts, does also have 1 pole, but only 1 top 10 for the driver of that 4 car. That is something. So right now, out of all these guys, none of them right now, I believe this is Joshua Banks. I think this right here actually may be his first start on the season. I'm trying to check. I'm pretty sure it is, and it is. So the highest guys right now in the top 5, James Finn, currently in 7th in points. I take that back, 6th in points. And we'll see how all this plays out tonight. This is race number 16 of the schedule. Next week gets a little bit more different. We are off for the Truck Series. However, we go to New Hampshire for 148 laps there. That's going to be a fun race. I like New Hampshire. And then on July 22nd, go to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Brickyard 187, presented by the Disabled Military Veterans. Also, I want to mention that tonight's race is sponsored by Lazy Dayz Racing. If anybody's out there checking, you can go check them out as well. And for a good team. Qualifying, about to get underway now as drivers start rolling off pit road. And we will go and check Aaron Fowler, who is rolling out on pit road. Got a couple different cameras tonight as well, guys, and you will see them. You can see right there, we got actually turned our mirrors on, and to be honest, I never turned them on before just because I didn't think much of it. So we do have them on in car, which is pretty cool. A little bit different. So here's Aaron Fowler, the driver of the 4 car, only 1 top 5 of the season, and 1 pole. So he's looking to try to do a little bit different here tonight. He was 3rd in practice in the number 4 Lazy Dayz Ford Mustang as he drives down into turn number 1. Looking to try to get a big pole for the driver of the 4 car. Aaron's a really talented driver. By the way, guys, I know it says Australia. I thought our new overlays would be done tonight. However, they will not be done until next week. They should be done like Monday or Tuesday. So they'll be done before then. I hope. Anyway. First lap for Aaron will go to a first on the board with 34.14. Skylar Allen currently in 2nd. You see him right now in the number 96 NOS Rowdy paint scheme. Different paint scheme he's driving. Not a Kyle Busch fan, but apparently tonight he does like that. I love that scheme, by the way. Joshua Banks out on track. He was our fastest in practice, so we'll be watching him in the number 9 National Guard car as he comes through turn number 4. About to put in a lap. Currently, we'll see Aaron Fowler's on top, and that is no longer more. Joshua Banks with a 30.303 over a 10th faster right now over our 2nd place driver. Here's Cody Blackmore out on track. He's got a little bit of damage, so we'll go and check out someone else who's out there. Jeff Lupker in that 09 car. I mentioned Jeff. He was up in the points a little bit, so we'll see how he does here tonight. Currently 4th in the standings as he crosses the start finish line, puts him up to 2nd. So a great run there with a 30.362. Not many other drivers in the 3s right now. John Morris in the number 97. Kind of like a throwback paint scheme. Really like that. Pretty cool. He jumps up to 3rd with a 34.06. Chris James coming down pit road now. Who else is out there? Wupker's still out there. Nate Anderson and Brendan Puffenberger. Oh, I love that car. That's a cool looking paint scheme, Ramon. How about that one? That's neat. He's got his number on the back. That's really cool. See how Nate does here. And we'll hop over to Brandon as well. as Nate going to come across the start-finish line. Unless he decides to slow down. Sometimes he'll slow down and start towards back. He will not. He will actually qualify and put down a lap of a 13th, 30.800. Brandon put down a lap, and he takes the pole away with a blazing speed. Wow, 30.173. What a lap for the driver of that 02 in that Chevrolet Fast Signs. Eric Minch, you can see him putting down a lap. So, qualifying. Everybody's out there right now doing qualifying. I believe Brandon will have the pole. Hey, Tater. How you doing, buddy? I do, Eric. And my mic is muted. It shouldn't be. You all hear me, right? We're waiting to see. Anyway, qualifying, finishing up. Alright, so Eric is starting right there. He's just going to cross the finish line here in a minute. Brandon Puffenberger, as I mentioned, going to be your pole sitter tonight. We'll actually go ahead and bring Brandon in and get an interview with him. Hey, Brandon, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, right now you are going to get the first pole for you of the season and on your third Xfinity race here tonight. You've been fast all week here at Kentucky. What's it going to take for you to stay out front and try to get this win?
Just basically keep the car clean and try to work my pit strategy again.
We've seen tires be an issue here all week. Is that going to be an issue here with the Xfinity car?
No, I think they're going to wear just like the truck did. The K&N wear it pretty hard, so it should be a pretty evenly weared tire throughout the run.
All right, man. We're going to be watching you up here. Good luck. Go out there and see if you can get a win.
Thank you.
That was Brandon Puffenberger, and he's always fast, so we'll see how he does here tonight. Should be good. And by the way, guys, I actually got word from Delaney Dunn. Should be back with us soon, so that's cool. We'll see how that plays out, but we'll see. Anyway, we'll take a look real fast at the grid. Keep in mind that this is just the regular eyeball grid. I got this one, or the eyeball with some little bit of adjustments that I did. Overlay, our new overlay will be ready hopefully Monday or Tuesday, so we'll be able to have that. And it's our own customized grid with the league names and all that stuff, so you'll see. Anyway, Brandon Puffenberger will roll off first here. Joshua Banks will roll off second. Jeff Wupker will roll off into third spot. John Morris will roll off fourth. And row number 3, we got Aaron Fowler and Skylar Allen Sr., who one of his best starts of the season in 6th. Jeff Smith, keep your eye on that 05 car, as well as James Finn rolling off in 8th. James Pandoff and Austin Marion will start side by side back in row number 5. Row number 6, we got Eric Borelli and Jeremy Rigney. Keep your eye on that 11 car as he tries to get up towards the front. Should be fun to watch him. Chris James, Nate Anderson will roll off 13th and 14th. Nate always seems to be there at the end. We'll see how he does. One of our highest points runners at the moment. Cody Blackmore, Eric Mitch will start in row number 8 and 15th and 16th. So that's going to do that. As we get ready to roll, pace lights are off on the pace car. The Ford Mustang pace car, by the way. 150 laps are scheduled. Only 2 cautions within the last 2 races for these guys. They've had 4 cautions in the last 2 weeks total, so we'll see how it goes. Pace car pulls in. We are green flag here at Kentucky Motor Speedway for 150 laps. Go Fast Racing League Lazy Days Xfinity Series. As you can see already, the number 2, Brandon already out to a 1-car advantage over that in second place of now Joshua Banks, who's working the outside line. You see a little bit of car there glitching. That is the 97 John Morris. Here comes the outside run from the 9-car of Banks. Got to get used to that number. We got 3 wide behind them. This is racing all over the place. We're going to see this multiple times, guys, all throughout the night. Racing right now also for second, Aaron Fowler looking underneath Banks for second place. He does have a nose out front. You can see the 9 coming down, trying to take that air off that spoiler, trying to slow down the inside run from that 4-car. I do expect his highline to come a factor later on, especially the middle groove, so we'll see if tires, which I do expect will play a factor, and we'll start seeing the groove move up quite a bit. A little bit further back, as you see now, the 9 is going to be able to clear the 4, I think, but we got a big cluster here. And it's being led by Skylar Allen Sr. in that number 496 car, already up to 4th place. Right behind them, it is a mess. It is Jeff Webker in the middle, 3 wide, almost 4 wide. Now the 97, 74, 60 of James Finn. They get double wide before they get back to the turn, and I say that, the 74 once again caught in the middle. That is James Pandolf, the 3rd. You can see him caught in the middle right now. Started in 9th, currently up to 7th. He's going to go around hard into the wall. Collection with the 09. The 6th also involved. That is Chris James in the 6th, and James Pandolf already having trouble. We'll get a replay. Not sure what happened, but he got caught up and not going to be good for him, sadly. See if we get a better view. That ain't the greatest view, is it? We'll see if we can go a little bit different. Riding up above in the blimp, 3 wide in the middle. James Pandolf may have came up a little bit on Webker. We'll see. You know what? I don't think that was his fault. I don't think it was even Webker's fault. Looks like he just got squeezed. And then the 6th, and Webker really didn't have anywhere to go after that. So sadly for them, I don't know if it's going to end or not. It is going to be the first caution of the night, however. And already 2 cars on pit road, Chris James and Jeff Webker out there. I don't know if we're going to see pits here. We may see some cars come down. And we are. Looks like Joshua Banks. Everybody's going to come down and leave a couple guys. Aaron Fowler staying out. Everybody else going to stay in. Looks like a couple cars. You know, I really like the move. We're going to go ahead and come down. I know we didn't go that many laps. I say go ahead and come down and take what you can get. You can see the cars coming down on the right side, sliding into the box. We may see a couple 2-tire stops here as well. You can see that number 9 car pulling into his box of Joshua Banks. There's the right sides going up on both of their cars. Oh, and this looks like James Pandolf having trouble finding his pit style. He actually missed it and going to have to back up and park it in. He's just going to parallel park it into his box. He is going to be down and away. Looks like Skylar Allen may win the race off pit road. No, it will be Joshua Banks, Skylar Allen, Sr., Jeff Smith, James Finn, Nate Anderson, Austin Marion, Eric Borelli, and Jeremy Rigney in the top 10. Fastest pit stop of that last time, it looks to be Nate Anderson in the number 1 spot with 13.32 seconds stop. So all this is going to cycle back through. Brandon Puffenberger going to lead the field back to the green once we take the green. And a little interesting fact about this, though, that I have noticed, this was actually the first caution I have seen these guys have in a while, ever since Iowa. As I mentioned, all 3 races this weekend, well, 2 races that we have completed this weekend at Kentucky in the K&N series and in the trucks have seen a good number of field, by the way. I'm not saying it wasn't a good field. Trust me, there was a great field for both of them races and a good field here tonight. But we've only had 2 cautions so far on the weekend. Now, that would be number 3 just now. We'll see how many more they have. I do expect the field to get straightened out, and the trend is over these 2 races that we have seen, they start racing in like groups. You'll also have like your leaders check out, and there's usually like 3 or 4 guys in there. Then you'll have a little bunch up of maybe about, you know, 1 car spaced out here and there, and then you'll have another group, and it just goes on like that. They're really starting to space out in their own little groups, and they start racing, and then as the race goes on, you'll start seeing them guys towards the back move up towards the front. At least that was the trend the other night with Brandon in the truck series, and then same thing last night in the Xfinity series with a couple guys, or the K&N series with a couple guys. So I expect that trend to continue here tonight. Whew, that was a breathful. Oh, I love that Jeff Schmidt car, Wile E. Coyote, a Roadrunner. That is awesome. He loves cartoon paint schemes. I've noticed that. Ran Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles paint last night. Cut out running the Warner Brothers top paint scheme. Pretty cool. So we're going to go back green. Pace car pulls in. Aaron Fowler, Brendan Puffenbarger, and Aaron Fowler will lead them to the green. Green flag waves, and the field is bottled up. You can already see 3 wide back for that. James Finn on the outside of Skylar Allen. That's going to be a battle. Skylar's actually going to check out of that. Going to think better of it. Great move there by the 96, and he's actually going to get to the spot back where he was. He does lose 1 spot, falls back to 5th. But here comes the, looks like Joshua Banks now trying to catch up, trying to hold off Aaron Fowler. Remember, Aaron actually only did not pit. Joshua's the first one on 4 tires. These guys have 5 more laps older tires than him. And you can already see Brandon into the wall. He's going to have a little bit of damage on the side of that car, not a ton. He may not have, actually, he may have just scraped it just a tad. That will turn the lead over to the number 9 car of Joshua Banks as we work down into turn 1. Brandon trying to hold on to second with Aaron Fowler peeking to his outside. We'll get a run off the corner. We'll see if he's able to keep this up as we work down into turn 3. You can see that which line is the fastest right now. Like I said, I do expect the outside line to pick up, and you can see it right there. The 4 will get a good run and be able to clear Brandon going off of turn 4. That is the key spot to pass, I guess to say, at Kentucky, is to try to get that momentum off of turn 4, try to get to the outside, and complete the pass clean if you're able to do it. It does work, and you're going to see that quite a bit here tonight. That's the best way to clear the pass. Now Skylar actually looking to the inside of Brandon here for 3rd, and he's going to have his hands full. Like I said, the 05, Jeff Smith working the high line, and we'll see what kind of run he gets here as we go down into turn number 4, exit turn 4. He's actually going to swing back to the bottom towards the inside. As we take a look back, Skylar actually is able to clear Jeff, so he will stay in 4th right now. Jeff looking back to the inside, and a little bit of rub going on a little bit behind him. Nate Anderson pushed the bumper to the 60 of James Finn, running the BMW of Ann Arbor car. You also see that number 11 starting to make his way up, along with Austin Marion at 65. Keep your eye on Austin as well. He was fast the other night as well with the 11, Jeremy Rigney, who always seems to be about a mid-pack driver until it comes crunch time. And then he'll start slowly just picking them off, methodically working his way up. Skylar right now trying to hold back this big group of cars, as you still see Jeff Smith looking to the inside and James Finn both trying to make room. This could be dangerous, but you see Skylar using that high line to his advantage. They're not going to be able to get there if he keeps running that line. They're going to have to try to change up the line. I would expect. Here's James Finn trying to hold off teammate Nate Anderson on the bottom. Jeff Smith also there, and Nate Anderson is going to pass both cars here unless the 05 gets a good run. I expect him to. Remember how I said we're starting to group out in space? Now you're starting to see what I was talking about. Joshua Banks is out to a 1-second lead. Then you got a group of cars here. You got Skylar Allen starting to check out from his 2nd group, or the 3rd group, and then behind him you got a big group starting to form up, and that's how it's going. That has been the trend constantly all week. Back here for 10th and 9th place, you got Cody Blackmore slowly starting to work his way up. He is actually in 10th right now. Has run a little bit faster laps than our 9th place car the last few laps by. And Eric Borelli, keep your eye on him in that number 14 car. I think he's just pacing himself. I'm going to be completely honest. Last time by, he was the fastest out on the track with a 30.863. This time, we'll see what happens. Once again, he was about the 4th fastest on the track. So he's definitely faster than what he's showing right now. James Pandolf is still out on track after that caution. He's back in 13th right now. Eric Minch just came down pit road. Not sure what happened there to 00, unless this is probably pit strategy. I don't see any damage on that car, really, so we'll see what happens with that. And actually, he's going to, yep, he's going to pull into his box and go 1 lap down at least. James Finn working on Nate Anderson. This is a battle for the 6th position. Also the 11 of Jeremy Brigney is slowly starting to catch both of these guys. If they keep racing, he won't have any problem catching them. Here comes James now looking underneath the inside of that number 1 car of Anderson. Going down into turn number 1. Right now they're all chasing this guy, Joshua Banks, who is out front here at Kentucky, and been pretty good so far. A little bit further back, the battle for second starting to heat up. You can see Brandon now starting to put some pressure back again on the 4 car. As this battle continues, we'll stay with it and watch it. And, oh no, the 4 is going to go around hard into the wall. That will bring out a yellow. And unfortunately for Aaron Fowler, once again, his night's going to come to an end early. As we see what happens, he has blown up. And it looked like he just got too tight. Exit turns, plowed the wall and could not keep it into the inside wall. And unfortunately, I think everybody else did a good job on avoiding. And wow. That will end his night as he started up in the top 5 and is going to the pits here early tonight at Kentucky. So pit road is going to be open once again. Right now, Joshua Banks, Brandon Puffenbarger, and Skylar Allen, your top 3. Skylar having a fantastic night right now. May have something for this top 3. We'll find out as this race continues. He hasn't had the best of luck as of late. He's been caught up in a wreck the last couple nights, I believe. Did pretty good on Thursday. Nope. And as you can see, everybody coming up pit road with the exception of Austin Merritt, who stays out on 15 lap tires. That could just be to lead a lap. And it also looks like we had one other person stay out. I believe that was just the lucky dog, I believe, is actually going to James Pandolf, I believe. It will. Nope, I'm sorry, it wasn't James. It was, I don't know who it was that got the lucky dog that time. Anyway, race off pit road, Skylar Allen. Did he take 2? He did. See, I don't like that exactly. I like Skylar a lot. Don't get me wrong. He is very, very aggressive on tires. I don't think you should do that yet. I think you ought to wait. Give me your thoughts. Do you like the call of staying out? I mean, I know I wouldn't like to call it staying out, but do you like the call of 2 tires? He was running in 3rd. I think I would have just took my VOR. Honestly. Now, if the 65 pits here, Skylar will be okay. He'll have that extra bonus lap for points-wise, but you got to get a win. And I think staying at or taking 2 tires, I just don't see it working. The 65 is going to pit after leading 1 lap. With that, let's bring in the driver. You know what? Let's bring in a different driver. Let's bring in Cody Blackmore, who's back in 10th spot. Once I get everything ready. There we go. There he is. Hey, Cody, you got a copy?
Hey, what's going on there?
Hey, man, you started back in 15th, up to 9th. Now, I know that you're laying back a little bit, waiting on them wrecks to happen, ain't you?
That's what happened that first time, man. I literally just saw it happen for me, and I was lucky to get through it. And it's just one of those things that's outside wall on turn 2 sneaks up on you. So I'm not trying to push it right now.
Yeah, during that run, towards the end of that run we just had, you was one of the fastest cars out on track. I know that's good to hear. I'm not sure if you're just doing something a little bit different. I know you're not going to say too much because that's, you don't know who's listening. But how big is the tire issue here tonight? It looks like a lot of cars are getting tight coming off turn number 2.
I drop about a half a second within the first 3 laps.
Wow. What's your goal here tonight? Is it to go up there and get a win? Would you be satisfied with the top 3, with the top 5?
Well, I've been away for about a month, so my driving skills are a little rusty right now. So I'm hoping for at least a top 5.
All right, man. Go up there and get them. I'm pulling for you. I love that car, by the way, so go up there and get them.
All right, appreciate
Thanks,
you.
buddy. That was Cody Blackmore, driver of the 28 car. And we'll see. I believe the pace lights will go off on this time. And they will. Real fast, guys, let's get a trivia question in here. Actually, better yet, let me get this out of the way real fast. Make sure I got my updates for the Facebook and Twitter. If y'all haven't followed us, make sure you do. I do have a trivia question, though. Or I did have a trivia question for everybody. Alright, here we go. Who has the most wins here at Kentucky Speedway? I'll give you a hint. It is tied with 3. Who has the most wins at Kentucky? Waiting on the pace car to drop here at Kentucky. And like I said, number 96 stayed out, or took 2 tires. We'll see how that plays off. Wheel spin could be an issue. Green flag about to go, and green flag is back out in the air here at Kentucky Speedway. You can see that number 9, Joshua Banks, got a great start. That was a legal start. It looked perfect by my eyes. We'll see what happens here as we go down into turn 1. It looks like Skylar will lose the top spot. Going to get pushed back to 2nd. Battle's going to be back here for 3rd for the number 1, who actually gets passed by Brandon and dives down in front of Jeff Smith and block that inside line. He's going to be looking back underneath Brandon. Also, look who's starting to make his way up. The number 11 of Jeremy Rigney, who did take 4 tires, is up to 6th place now. Very impressive so far. You can also see Cody Blackmore up to 8th. Cody already up 7 spots from where he originally started, so a great run so far for him. Gotta be careful as you come off that turn. Turn 2, you see John Morris also here battling with Cody Blackmore. Here comes the 65 of Austin Marion, looking to the bottom. These 2 guys had a run in last night, the 65 and the 97. There was a little bottle up between them 2 and another car, and ultimately took the 65 out of the race, I believe. And I forgot who else was involved in it off the top of my head. I know who it was. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting the name. I forgot who it was. Eric Minch to the inside, trying to take over 10th spot. Looks like he's going to be able to do that. That Tekken Inc. number 14 Chevrolet. Skylar Allen back to almost 4th now as he's trying to hold off Nate Anderson. I don't think the 2-tire strategy is playing off, as his laps is about 5/10 slower compared to everybody else. Oil temp through the roof, really. That explains a lot. Let's check out the damage on the front of his car. There's your damage. That's why his oil tank. Keep your eye on his 00. He may have some issues going on inside the car, and we can't see it because thanks to iRacing they won't let us see it. But yeah, you can really hear that thing. He's really having to baby it a little bit, so we got to keep an eye on him here as this race continues. He's already 3 laps down. Eric Minch is one of them guys that's very consistent. Usually stays out to pick up some bonus laps. So I don't know what's going to happen now. He is up to 5th in the points, so does have 3 top 5s on the season, so definitely not bad at all for him. But right now it's not good as he falls back. Skylar Allen also did get passed by Nate Anderson. He's going to be under attack from round 11 of Jeremy Rigney. As you can see, the battle behind them with James Finn and Jeff Smith. And that 60 car with a little bit of damage on the side as we go down to turn 3. It looks like he's got a little bit of scuff. It's alright. A little bit of rub there. He'll be fine. Off turn 2, James moves up to the 6th position. Jeremy with a very impressive so far. Started back in 12th, up 7 positions himself. And looking to take over 8 spots as he works to the inside of Skylar Allen. Off turn number 4, and Jeremy will actually move in front of Skylar. You can see Skylar right there. He's got his hands full now. Looking back, Nate Anderson right behind, or James Finn right behind him. Skylar really falling back here. I think the 2-tire stop will not pay off for him. You know, one thing, I wasn't a fan of the call. I really wasn't. I think there's one good thing about it, though, is that there's 2 sides to it. The one good thing is you're testing it to see. He's going to have his hands full right now as he tries to stay in front of James Finn, but there's 2 things to it. You can see if it works, and it don't look like it is going to work. The other thing, the only bad thing that I have about it is, what if we stay green? We've seen it a lot this week. Like I said, only 2 cautions the last 2 nights. We do have 2 so far on the night. So there is that little trend starting to pick up. And ultimately we'll have to see. But yeah, Skylar right now got his hands full as he's falling back to 6th now. Cody Blackmore trying to close in that gap. Jeff Smith actually working on Cody right now to the high side. You can see that 05 car. I mentioned a few moments ago the trivia question. Who was the drivers who has the most wins here at Kentucky Speedway? Correct answer is Brad Keselowski and Joey Logano. As much as I hate to say that. And John Morris is on pit road. Not sure what this is about. Let's take a look and see if he's got any damage on the front of that car. There is a little bit of the right front damage, pretty significant. That could be what he's there for. So Eric Minch is going to go by him. We'll see how long that takes and how long he's on pit road. James Pandolf actually moves up 1 spot with that, up to 11th. We hop on board with Austin. You see these 2 battling in front of him. Alright guys, what we're going to do, we're going to step away, we're going to crank it up, so if you're watching and you're just a fan of the noise, crank it up. Go ahead and be proud about it. See Skylar Allen slowly starting to fall back here. He's got a little bit of issue watching the two-tire strategy not play off. He's back to 7th right now, trying to do everything he can. He's working on James Pandolph right now in that damaged number 74 car, part of Lazy Dayz Racing as well. And Jeff Smith went a little wide in that turn, but he's going to be okay. He's still trying to hold off Austin Marion also right there. 65 slowly starting to make the move up. Cody Blackmore has actually fallen back a little bit here. His car don't look bad, but he's back to the 10th position now. So we are starting to see that run really starting to become long. Remember I said earlier at the start of the show, we're going to see groups of cars starting to play out. You're seeing it here. Joshua Banks slowly starting to be ran down by the driver of that 02 car. They're spaced out a little bit. Right behind them, you got another group starting to form up. Then a little bit further back, you got another group. You see Skylar Allen a little bit spaced out right now by himself. Then there's another group with Jeff Smith, Austin Marion, and Cody Blackmore. This has been the trend all week long when I've came to watch and broadcast the races. So it's nothing new that we're seeing here. I expect it to keep going like this for a while until that first or until another caution comes out. Once the pit stops come out or green flag stops, you're going to see cars really spread out. And then you'll start seeing drivers really starting to use strategy and stuff to try to work their way up. Watching right now, and trying to see who's all actually in here, but you see Nate Anderson right now trying to battle for, or trying to hold on to 3rd, but here comes Jeremy Rigby. He's going to move up a spot. Jeremy is really on a move tonight, really starting to figure out this track as this race continues. He's starting to learn that that high line is going to be the place to go. You can see him right here. He gets the high line Alpha turn 4. Should have the advantage going into turn 1. We'll see if that higher line pays off. If he's able to stay beside him as we go down into turn 1. Don't look like it's going to pay off too much. Eric Morelli slowly starting to make his way up as well. Now, I'm not saying these guys are slow by any means, what I'm about to say, because I don't know. Maybe they're starting to figure out, like I said. I still think Skylar Allen has something. It's just a 2-tire stop that he took. I think it really hurt him with just taking 2 tires. So, we'll see. Also, guys, a couple of new leads coming at you come Monday and Tuesday. We got the Red Light Racing Series. That's a Scrambler series we're going to broadcast on Monday night now. And come Tuesday, Dynasty Racing League picks up. We picked up another Cup series, which will be cool because it's our only Cup series we broadcast. Looking forward to that race. They're going to be at Watkins Glen for 45 laps. We'll be able to see them go at it. And you can check all their websites just by searching it up online. It's all there. But Dynasty will actually be, like I said, at Watkins Glen. This is only their 4th race. I'm trying to remember this off the top of my head. I'm sorry. Their 5th race of the season. They've had 2 weeks off. And then they got 45 laps there, and then they go to New Hampshire. So we'll see. We'll go live at the same time as we do for Go Fast, 9:55 p.m. Eastern Time, or a little bit sooner. We'll just have to see what happens. But yeah, should be fun. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, and you can get all the information. I will post the Facebook in the chat once again. There you go. You can check out the Center Force TV. We'll post it all there. Joshua Banks still in the lead right now, as you can slowly see. Well, he's picked up his time somewhat. I think he could have been saving something. I don't know. Or maybe Brandon pushed really hard. And has lost a little bit. I'm not quite sure what it is. But you can see them coming through the triangle now. watching these two leaders battle right now. Everything else pretty much silence behind them for the most part. And that gap has really closed. The lead is starting to heat up. As you can see, Brandon Puffenberger, we watched him the other night. And I don't want to say last night because it didn't really work out to his advantage last night. But Thursday night, the long run for Brandon was really good. He knows how to save tires. And you can see it now. Josh moves up to the high side. He's going to try to take it. And that is the preferred line now. We are 30 laps into this run. We expect him to be on pit road here within the next 10 laps, maybe before then. And we also noticed if you could pit just a little bit earlier, as Jeff Smith going to go ahead and come down pit road. I like the call to go ahead and come down. Go ahead and come down early. It will play big. Jeff Smith comes in. He was in the top 7, I think. So we'll see where he comes out at. And Skylar Allen also was already on pit road. And James Finn both was on pit road. I actually missed it. So we'll see where that plays at. Skylar pitted from the 6th position or 7th position. That's going to be huge once these leaders start to pit some of these other guys. We will see the gap really close up on them. I mean, right now, Skylar just ran another lap and a 30.990. Our leaders last time by, a 31.788. And it looks like the lead's still battling right now for the lead. So, Austin Marion on pit road. So, green flag stops are starting to happen. We're seeing them go about 30 laps, which is about the equivalent of what the trucks did. This is going to be huge to see which one of these guys pit first. So, the longer these two stay out and the longer they race, it's really going to slow them down. I expect Joshua to be on pit road here very soon. I expect Brandon to be on pit road here very soon. Brandon may be the one that actually tries to stay out and push this really long. He did it, like I said, the other night, Thursday, he did it. I would not be surprised if we see him. Did he learn anything? That's going to be something interesting. We talked to him last night as well when he finished top 3 in the K&N race. So, did they learn anything? Nobody on pit road this time right now. We've had 5 now. Eric Minch back on pit road. So 5 guys have made their pit stop under green so far. Skylar Allen, the first one of them to pit. And he's already back up to 7th. So we'll see. Once he's going to, my personal opinion, oh, we got the leader, I think, coming down pit road. Yep, Joshua Banks on pit road. I think that's a smart move for him to go ahead and come down. Got to be careful not to speed. As you can see, Brandon taking the lead, so that's going to give him a lap lead. Like a few laps led already, actually. So everybody but Eric Borelli and Cody Blackmore has been on pit road now. Like I said, remember when I was talking about Skylar pitting a little bit early? This is why it helps him. Watch this. He's in 7th. He started in 6th. I will let you know where he comes out at. It worked out really well for him. He's going to be right behind Joshua Banks. So he's got a chance here to actually be up in 2nd place. Right now he's currently showing 5th as Eric Borelli's on pit road. So that's going to give Skylar another spot. So move him up to 4th. Cody Blackmore's on pit road now. All this is going to cycle back to Joshua Banks to take the lead. Skylar Allen should be around 2nd, give or take on that a little bit. As you see the 28 Cody Blackmore pulling into his box. Out of them pit stops, the fastest pit stop that was done that time so far has been a 14.1 by Jeff Smith and Eric Borelli both. Cody Blackmore at the 14.3. And Brandon has yet to pit. The longer he stays out, the slower he's going to be, and a lot of time he's going to lose. But it almost played out last time. He's going to bring it this time. James Pandolf also coming to pit road. The thing that does go a little bit for Joshua Banks is the fact that he's got to go back around again to actually get back takeaway first. So we'll see, as Brandon's still not in his box yet. We'll see how this plays out and how far he goes back, if he goes back at all. He's pulling into his box. He does have the last box, which is a big help. So he's down, and here comes Josh now. He's about a few seconds away from taking the lead. Like I said, he should take it pretty fairly easy. Brandon actually with a great pit stop of 13.7 down and away, but the lead is going to go to the 9 car, and Skylar Allen may be able to move up to the second. We'll see. There's your second place. Here comes Skylar. Him and James Finn both will take away the second and third position. So that played off really smart for Skylar. Now, of course, he does have a lot of older tires a little bit compared to some of these guys. 13 laps on them tires. The only thing that really hurt Skylar was early in the race when he decided to take 2. He was running third and decided to take 2, if you haven't noticed. Or if you didn't know. So we'll see. Skylar may have a little bit of damage on that car. He does have a slight bit of damage. It ain't bad, but it could be enough to slow him down just a little bit. Good job, man. Awesome job, Kyle. I was wondering, I've been watching your Facebook, but I ain't seen it tonight where I was doing this. Oh, did the O2 hit the wall? He did. Wow. Brandon Puffenberger hit the wall. And that could be huge for a lot of these guys. Let's see what happened. He was running the high line on Skylar Allen. Hit it pretty good. We've seen Aaron Fowler do the same thing and actually get taken out. So, unfortunately for the O2, that ain't what he wanted. We'll see how that plays out. Battle's starting to heat up back here a little bit as well. And there's multiple cars involved in this one. And right behind them, Nate Anderson battling Jeff Smith. This is actually a battle for the 11th spot. Eric Morelli's up in 6th. You can see him a little bit further ahead. And also Jeff Smith, Cody Blackmore involved in this as well. Right in front of Cody Blackmore, you see that 6 car. That is Chris James back out on track. He is multiple laps down, 54 laps down. But he did get his car repaired, so that's good for him to come back out and race. You just never know. He can actually pick up a few spots. Jeff Lepker also back out on track. Alright guys, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back here from Kentucky Motor Speedway for the Go Fast Racing League Lazy Days Xfinity Series.
Hi guys, I'm Scott Speed, driver of this amazing Volkswagen Beetle GRC car. I got good news for the iRacing fam. We got this coming in. I'm currently working on it myself personally to make sure that it is as accurate as possible. With the addition of dirt and now this mean car, it is going to be so fun. And it's going to be available free to all the iRacing members. Personally, I can't wait to get out there and race you guys on it.
Back here at Kentucky, riding on board with the 11 of Jeremy Rigney, who has worked his way up into the 6th spot, trying to hold on to that. You can see the battle in front of them. Skylar Allen up in front of them. As we go 3 wide through the tri-oval. As actually, I was a little bit delayed. I was about a 5-second delay, so I went to live. Sorry about that. A little bit of a replay. But Jeremy actually moves into the 5th spot. Skylar falls back to 7th. Like I said, Skylar's got a really good car. I think, honestly, what he needs, he's about 7 laps older tires. He needs a caution to get caught back up on tires for him to have a great run. He's really, really fast. But, with that said, I just don't know if we're going to have that caution to come out. Remember, guys, this race is sponsored by Lazy Dayz Racing. And next week, we do not have any truck race. However, on Thursday and Friday... Oh, we got the 11 around. Rigney, caution flies. What happened? Oh, no. He was running so good. Into the wall. And, oh, gives a little help there with Nate Anderson. Wow. Same thing we've seen with Aaron Fowler. 3rd caution flies of the night. And unfortunately for Jeremy, who was having a great run, will not be where he wants to be right now. So, Skylar Allen got his wish. He wanted a caution, he needed a caution, and he got it. By the way, it's actually 150 laps, not 143. I don't know why it's saying that, so it'll fix itself. It's kind of strange it showed that, but yeah. So here we go. Everyone coming down pit road. A couple guys going to stay out. Jeremy Rigney, I'm actually surprised the 11 did not stay out and actually lead a lap with him having that much damage. I think I would have stayed out knowing how much the damage is going to hurt me and go ahead and lead a lap. Into the pits we go. I said it so funny just now. We'll watch the race off pit road. Tires are up on the right side. The 9 is already down. He's on the left side tires now. Here goes the 02 up, down and away. Joshua Banks easily going to win this race off pit road. Followed by Nate Anderson. I'm sorry, James Finn, Eric Borelli, Skylar Allen, and the rest of them. The fastest pit stop on that was Joshua Banks. Let's bring in Jeff Schmidt, talk to him a little bit. Hey, Jeff, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Adam.
Man, you're sitting in 7th right now. You've had a pretty fast car all night. You've been really working in traffic. How tough is it for you to work in this traffic right now? The car looks like it's really tight.
It's extremely tight. Yeah, it's not easy. These guys are racing really hard, and yeah, it's a tough track to work traffic, that's for sure.
By the way, your paint scheme's absolutely amazing. I love it. What's it going to take for you to get up there and have a chance to just win? I know, I know some of the slower cars, or some of the cars not really slower. Some of the cars that you're working around, is it slowing you down working in this traffic? Do you think you can get up there and possibly run for a top 3 or even a top 5?
I think track position is huge here, and once you start falling back, you're kind of in that pit, and it makes it that much harder to get back up there. Yeah, you really got to be aggressive here too, and that's something I'm not doing yet. I'm really giving people a lot of room and just seeing what plays out with them, because I mean a lot of guys are being really aggressive, and I just don't think that's the right plan right now.
Yeah, I agree. I think we're just now at halfway, so yeah, maybe a little bit too early to be too aggressive right now. All right, man, get up there and see if you can pick up this win. You got a nice looking car, a Roadrunner on the side, so I'm sure you're fast, so get up there and do it.
Thanks, Adam.
Thanks, buddy. So Joshua Banks stays in the lead right now. We'll get a look at him. 59, make that 60 laps led. Let's take a race, or look at our mid-race report. 74 laps are complete. Why does it say like it? 74 laps are complete. Once we hit the line. Laps remaining, 76 once we hit the line. You can see it change. 6 lead changes so far. 3 cautions so far for 11 laps. That's going to be 12 laps once we actually hit the line again, I believe. Not bad at all. Joshua Banks, your current leader. Like I said, he has been out there for multiple laps now. 60 laps he has led. Fastest lap right now of the race goes to the driver of that number 60, or that number 9 car, sorry, with a 30.360. So nobody really within that. Actually, I just lied. I take that back. I looked at it wrong. Fastest driver of the race is the driver of the 02 with a 30.285, and then it is Joshua Banks. Nobody really close to them right now as far as top times go. As we wait for the pace car to pull off. And green flag about to wave. Pace car's in. Really stacking up. Green flag is out, but really stacked up on that high line. Not sure what that was about, but we're back to racing. And you can see how wide this track really spreads out. Joshua Banks is going to get out to about 2 car length advantage over James Finn, who is battling Eric Borelli. Now Eric's actually in a little bit of trouble here. Skylar Allen looking to that high side, looking to move into the top 3. And he's going to take that, so there is a chance that Skylar could have a career best finish here tonight for the Xfinity Series. We'll just have to wait and see. Looking at the point, Skylar only has 2 top 5s. So he's looking at a great finish. We'll just have to, like I said, wait and see. I seen it. Wait a minute. How did he win that? I thought Kyle Larson won it. Oh, contact with Skylar Allen, Eric Borelli. Oh, we'll just call that a little rubbing. Wow, okay. I didn't know he actually won it. How close was the finish? Was it that close? Looking. So I thought I seen Kyle Larson on NASCAR.com. Maybe not. Anyway, see Skylar. He actually does give that pet spot to Borelli and falls back to 4th. The battle's going to be right behind him with 5th and 6th. Brandon Puffenbarger and the 65 of Austin Marion right behind them. Cody Blackmore back in 7th, slowly starting to work up here as well. And there's Jeff Smith riding along in 8th. Nate Anderson back in 9th. Jeremy Rigney is back in the race. Wow. Oh, that's right. He did not go a lap down. He got some of that damage fixed. Yeah, I think Skylar's a good pick. It's going to be tough right now for anybody, honestly. I didn't even pick this race. Oh, we're going to have a wreck. No, that was close. The 65 may have got into the wall. I'm not sure what happened there. But anyway, I did not pick any winner right at the start of this race like I normally do. Joshua Banks was really fast in practice. He wasn't. He didn't get to pole. Him and Brandon both was really fast, and he's pretty much drove away with it. There is one thing that hurts him that I've noticed. Long run is not his friend. That's what we got to see. The only thing that's been, we're going to talk about this. We got a podcast coming up Thursday, and Skylar Allen is on it, and some other guys from this league is going to be on it, I know, and a couple other, hopefully, from other leagues will be on it. But an interesting thing with Skylar is that, and I don't want to sound mean when I say this, there are some decisions that he makes that is bad calls. Such as earlier, he took 2 tires. Now, it was early. Now, I'm not saying that was a bad call, because it could have been if they would have stayed green. I'm not saying it was a bad call at all. He took 2 tires early, and it didn't work. I think you've got to learn from that and not do that. I think every caution, I think you've got to pit. He's having a great run. And but we're seeing him sometimes be in that situation that he should not be in. A lot of the wrecks he is in are hardly ever his fault. So I also want to clear that up. He's a great driver and can win. But I just feel like there's something that's missing. I think long run is what he's really lacking. And from the race so far tonight, it's tough. So I don't know. I think he does got a top 3 car though. Now, if he can win or not, I don't know. I think Joshua's on a whole nother class of his own. I'm going to be honest. That's just my opinion. The O2, Brandon, I think is really fast. But the only thing that hurts the O2 is he's got a little bit of damage. And Skylar's got a slight bit of damage too. And the O2 almost got the wall that time as y'all seen. So I don't know. Y'all give me your thing. And Cody Blackmore's going to look to the inside. That was almost 3 wide there for a second. He's going to slide up. This is going to be 3 wide once again. And who out comes this? Will be Skylar Allen. Close. He is able to get around Cody. But to the outside, here comes that O2 with the run. Remember, the high line is going to be your preferred line now in the longer runs. We've been on this run for 12 laps. And Jeff Smith actually did get it on Nate Anderson. So give me your thoughts. Everybody that's in here has watched Skylar race. In your opinion, what needs to happen for him to get the win? It's tough. I mean, there's a lot of things that go into that. We're going to talk to him about that Thursday, unless he wins the 9. If he wins the 9, I ain't going to talk to him about it. Side by side again. Skylar Allen trying to hold on to the 5th position. See the battle right here with Cody Blackmore and Jeff Smith. And Nate Anderson also involved in this. Cody's looking to the inside, not going to be able to get there just yet. Skylar still hangs on to that 5th spot. Once again, guys, just let everybody know, as you see Cody now looking to the inside of Skylar here. He really drove it in there deep. Oh, man, that's close racing right there. Remember, once again, no truck race this Thursday. We will be off for it, but we will have a podcast that we normally do. Battle for second starting to heat up as well. But also not this week, but next week, the next truck race that we have for Lazy Days is going to be at Eldora, so that's going to be fun as we go dirt racing. Battle for really starting to heat up. You can see Joshua now about to lap Jeremy Rigney. Jeremy was having such a great night. He is still 10th place, but a lot of damage on that car, and it could hurt him ultimately here towards the end of this race. We're only about 59 away from ending this race, but it's still a long race left. Everybody pretty much getting scattered out, with the exception of a few drivers. This right here for second, and of course 5th place. By the way, Cody Blackmore was able to take that spot from Skyler, and moving him up to the 5th spot. Skyler drops back to 6th. Jeff Smith in 7th, as Nate Anderson is right now in 9th. Austin Marion, or Nate Anderson 8th. Austin Marion back in 9th. Also, like I said, we got two more new leagues coming up this week. Red Light Racing Series, which is a scrambler series. They race trucks, Xfinity, and Cup cars on different weeks. So we'll be with them at Daytona. We'll see how that goes. Should be fun. And then on Tuesday, we'll be with the Dynasty Racing League. That's going to be fun as we go 45 laps on road. If you haven't watched any road racing on iRacing, make sure you tune in 9:55 for that. And we'll be at Watkins Glen, so that's going to be a blast. I can't wait to go there and watch that race. Hopefully it'll be a good relationship with them as well. Eric Borelli moves into second over James Finn. So now Eric's going to have his eyes set on Joshua Banks, by the way, who's not very much faster. Eric last time actually a little bit faster. The fastest car on track right now is the 02 car. Back and forth. Jeff Smith looking at any Skyler out for 6th place. Not going to be able to get there just yet. Going to have a little bit more work to do. Yeah, that's a good point, Lee. Burn it off pretty easy, especially that right front. We talked a little bit earlier about the tires, how much they fall off. And according to what Jeff said, after about 4 laps, you can really feel the fall off. About 6 or so laps away from green flag pit stops, unless somebody decides to come super early. If anybody comes early, it'll be this man of Skyler Allen. We've seen him do it a couple times already. I don't want to come too early though. And I still think, no matter what though, I still think it's still a 2-stop race right now, as we're on just about with 54 laps to go, 53 lap. Skyler actually starting to space this little gap out here between Jeff Schmidt and Nate Anderson. Take a little bit further look back. Eric Minch, we haven't really talked a lot about him tonight because he has not blown up. We spoke a little bit about it earlier. He had a lot of damage. You can see it on the front of his car. Had a lot of damage. He was talking about overheating issues and with the damage, but so far he's out there still turning laps, up in 11th right now, and we'll see what the overall outcome of his finish is tonight. Is that James Finn off the pace? Yes, James Finn's off the pace and into the wall. Not sure what happened. Let's see. There's what happened, into the grass. Great save though. He's going to lose a couple spots. He actually may be bringing this thing to pit road. Yeah, he will. As we watch the battle still for 5th place now. Skyler actually moved up to 5th after James pitted. Expect pit stops to happen anytime. The gap has shortened just a little bit with Eric Borelli and Joshua Banks. Joshua actually 2/10 slower last time by. But pretty close. The lap times are about even. Austin Marion on pit road in the number 65 John Deere Ford Mustang. Who will be the next group that pits? That's what I'm really waiting on. We haven't seen a big group come in. Only 2 guys so far have came in to pit. Jeff Webker on pit road as well. Unfortunately for him, he is 55 laps down. Battle for 5th. Skyler Allen, Jeff Schmidt. That's Jeremy Rigney behind him. Remember, Jeremy actually has a little bit of damage. Oh, contact! Skyler, what a save! I would be bringing that car to pit road now. He ain't happy with that. Let's see what happened. Wow. How about that save, boys? One more look at this from a different view. What a save by Skyler Allen, who actually did lose 5th to Jeff and Nate both, but still, amazing save. Still waiting for our leader to come to pit road. He hasn't done it yet, but we'll wait and see. So I heard a wreck just now. Everybody else not really that close right now. Skyler and Nate and Jeff about to really on close racing out there. We'll see how all this plays out once they actually pit. They are in that distance. I think some guys may try. This is going to be a field mileage race. I got that feeling. To tell you the difference in tires, Eric mentions. Never mind, I'm going to say he hasn't pitted yet, so never mind. Eric Borelli coming to pit road here on lap 108. We'll see who's got the fastest pit stops once all this cycles through as well. These guys so far have made 5 pit stops. 2 have been under green so far. Been an insane race. Most part. And it's not done yet. Eric Borelli's pit stop at 13.6. He is down and away. We'll see the pit road time and all of that. Brandon actually was able to get back up around Cody as well, so Brandon's actually now in 2nd. Looks like Nate Anderson pitting in the number 1 car. I would expect everybody else to be on here this lap as well. See the difference in tires. James Finn actually blows around the 96 of Skyler. That's the 14 of Eric Borelli on the bottom. Remember, Eric actually has fresh tires as well as, whoa, Jeff with a little bit of issue there. Let's see what happened here. That was a close one. Oh, just got loose in front of the 14. Looks like Air may have just taken it off. Wow. Good save by the 05. Brandon Puffenbarger on pit road. Jeremy Rigney on pit road. I believe Skylar Allen could be coming this time. No, he's going to stay out. Jeff Smith coming up pit road. And Joshua Banks, our leader, is on pit road. Skylar Allen is going to stay out and take the lead. Now, if a caution comes out, Skylar is golden. Like, he will be perfect if a caution were to fly. Now, the thing with Skylar, though, the thing here is some of these guys may not be able to stretch it the rest of the way. James Finn, I don't know if he can stretch it. Skylar will be able to make it the rest of the way after this pit stop. Oh, he may have got caught speeding. That's close. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Don't know, but Joshua Banks is down the way. Skylar's still your leader. This is going to cycle back through to Joshua Banks being your leader. Here's the battle for third. Skylar missed his pit box, had to back it up real fast. He'll be okay there, but we'll see. He barely missed it, so he didn't have to back up too much, but we'll see where this all plays out once he comes out of pits. He has lost a couple of spots already, back to 6th. And, he's down and away already, by the way. His pit stop was actually a little bit slower. He spent about a second longer on pit road because where he had to back up. His pit stop was actually pretty fast, 14.1. Fastest pit stop was actually on the 65. Of Austin Marion. So this should be a good battle here with Eric Borelli, the 60, and Brendan Puffenbarger, and James Finn, by the way, in the 60. You can see right now James actually trying to hold on to that spot. Here comes Eric looking to the inside, trying to take that spot away. Eric actually started way in the back in 11th. He's already up 8 spots from where he originally started. He's going to take that spot fairly easy. It looks like James just laid over and let him have it. So move him up 1 spot. Skylar comes out ultimately in 8th place, so he lost quite a bit of time on pit road. You can see the difference for him. He's going to have work to do to get back up there. We'll see what happens. Alright guys, we're going to take our final break of the race. We'll be right back after this quick commercial. back here in Kentucky, and a major wreck just happened while we was on the commercial break. Nate Anderson goes around and blows up, and unfortunately for him, he was having a great run tonight, but that's going to wind up taking him out of this race. So we'll see how this plays out. The 65 just caught a really lucky break, I'm going to be honest. He was actually on pit road while the caution came out. He could have went actually possibly 2 laps down. So he got really lucky. So pit road is going to be open. Going to be honest, guys, we could see a 2-tire stop. I would not do it, but, you know, we could see it. I would take 4, guaranteed. Jeff Smith stays out. 7 laps on the tires. Not a big fan. We've seen Skylar Allen do it with 15 laps. I'm not a fan of staying out. I just want to point that out. We'll see what happens as they come down pit road. They pull into the pit box. Tires are up on the 9 car of Joshua Banks. He's going to take 4 tires. Oh, the 02 taking 2 tires. That's a big call there. Joshua Banks down away. Eric Borelli, James Finn coming off. Close race there. Looks like Cody Blackmore was able to beat Skylar Allen out of pit road. So the fastest pit stop, of course, goes to Brandon Puffenberger with 2 right side tires. The next 4-tire stop that had the fastest looks to be Joshua Banks and then Eric Borelli. By the way, Jeff Smith did not pit. That's from his previous lap of when it showed it. So we'll see what happens. Jeff may have actually stayed out here to lead a lap. So we'll see if he brings it down. I think 8 laps. He talked about how tight the car was, but he talked about he wasn't real aggressive early on. So maybe this is his definition of being aggressive and trying something different. So we'll see how this plays out. As I mentioned, Eric Borelli has 9 laps on his left side tires. Just 30 laps to go. I still think the fall off is just too big. It could play out if we get an early caution, but I still think the play out is just a little too big. Or to pay off, I mean, it may not be worth it. Let's bring in, you know what, let's bring in Joshua Banks. He's been our man of the night so far. Hey, Joshua, you got a copy?
Yes, sir, I got you.
Man, so far you've been the talk of the night, I guess. 102 laps led, and the guys in front of you pretty much like a free lunch. The 02 took 2 tires, and the 05 stayed out. How big of an issue is it working through that traffic?
It's not been much of a big issue. These 2 cars here shouldn't hopefully be an issue. I mean, 02's been pretty strong today, so he might be a little problem. And then, of course, the 05 staying out. It's going to be a thing to see what happens with him. But so far, it's been pretty breezy.
I don't want to keep you in here too long because I want to save some questions just in case you wind up in the top 3, of course. But, man, go out there and get them. We've seen that you've been fast all night, so good luck, and we'll be watching.
Team full, appreciate it, man.
Thanks, bud. Well, that was Joshua Banks, driver of the number 9 car. I'd like to see Joshua get the win. I ain't gonna lie, he's been dominant. A lot of people probably don't like me saying that, but yeah, I've always been a fan of Joshua, so I'd like to see him pick it up and see if he can win it. So Jeff Smith going to take us on a restart here at Kentucky. We'll see how this plays out. Like I said, I wasn't a big fan of it, but I think, you know, he's trying something different, so we'll see. So pace lights are off on the pace car. We get ready to go back green. Y'all like the idea of staying out? We're about to find out. I'm not a fan of it, but we'll see. You never know. Something could happen. He may be able to stay out front. Green flag about the way. Pace car is in, and we are back to racing here at Kentucky. Jeff Smith with a pretty good launch out of the box. So I was a little bit worried about wheel spin, but he's done a good job on taking it. Will he be able to hold on to the lead? Don't know. Brandon Puffenberger is going to be hard to get out in front of him clear, especially up on that high side. And here comes that 0-2. There goes the old tires. And Brandon to the lead after having some damage earlier. Now the battle's going to be for second. Joshua Banks, who's been out for all night, trying to hold on the outside line. He's going to be able to clear that 0-5 of Jeff Schmidt. Battle's going to be now for third. Jeff trying to hold on to third as he continues to drop back. When we watched Skylar Allen stay out earlier at 15-lap tires, he just felt like a rock. Of course, that was with 15-lap old tires. So you just never know. These guys are really old, beating and banging all over the place. You've got to figure out which line you want to be in. I like the idea of staying on the high line. Here goes James Finn now trying to battle around the 05 of Jeff. Also a battle for 8th with Austin, or 7th with Austin Marion breathing down Skylar Allen's neck. James able to get around Jeff. Now here comes Cody Blackmore trying to get around him. Battle also up front for the lead. Joshua Banks trying to figure out a way by this 0-2 who has been blazing fast. The only thing I think that could hurt Joshua is the long run. The 0-2 seems like he's really better, a little bit better on the long run. Not a ton, but a little bit. And Eric Borelli also in this mix as well. As these two keep battling, Eric's actually closing the gap just a little bit on them. Last time by, the fastest out on the track was the 14 car. As the 9 is trying to figure out a way to get by him. Last time we seen him, he's trying to get around to that high side. I believe he's trying to fake it to the inside, then look to the high side. We'll see though. I don't know. Maybe he'll try to go on the low side. I think that's so tough to pass right now. Don't know if it's going to happen. Cody Blackmore still trying to battle around Jeff Smith now on the low side. Can't quite clear the 05 as the tires are playing off somewhat for him. Blackmore slides in front of that 05 car. And crossover, not going to happen. Back up front. Here comes a pass for the lead as Joshua Banks looks to the inside. And the 0-2 actually almost clicked the wall there, so it sent him up the track. So, but right now the 9 not able to clear him. We go down into turn 1, still side by side as we enter and exit turn number 2. Joshua with the nose out front. Oh, I run off. No, not going to be able to do it yet. The 9 is trying to figure out any way he can to get by him as we got only 23 laps to go at the line. 22 laps to go at the line. I'm sorry, 22 laps to go at the line. This has allowed Eric Borelli to really close this gap up quite a bit. Last time by, he has actually been faster than both of these guys. They keep battling like this. Eric may have a chance to clear both of them. Once again, battle starting to heat up for the lead. Not going to be able to get him this time. Still a battle for the lead. It's been pretty much even for all 3 of these guys, so we're continuing watching that one. We're also watching, I'm watching a live time a little bit further back to make sure nothing's really going on back there. Nothing really yet. Skylar Allen battling with Jeff Smith for 6th. We'll keep an eye on that. If it does change, we'll go straight back to it. Or if they start getting a little bit closer, we'll go straight back to it. Right now, only 8 guys on the lead lap. Joshua may figuring out he's going to have to go to the high line if he's going to be able to get around this 0-2. That clean air really helping because he can dictate which line he wants. Oh, there comes the bumper from the 9 car. Puts the bumper to the back end of that 0-2. We'll see if it slides him up the track any. Don't think it's going to. Here comes Eric Burley. He took a peek to the outside and got shut really fast by that 9 car. I think you're either going to have to put the bumper or you're going to have to go to the outside. There's no way you're passing on the bottom line. There's no way that's happening now. Really good racing here, though, that's for sure. Riding on board now with Joshua Banks. Last time by, it was Joshua just a little bit faster, but that's okay. He's going to have to figure out a way to get around him first. Best way that I've seen people pass, especially on long runs, it don't happen very often, is going to that high side, and it is so hard to pass on the low side, and we keep seeing the 9 trying it, but it's not going to work. You're going to have to go to the high side and put the pass, unless the 0-2 overdrives and goes to the low side or something like that, or drops up into the wall or gets a little too tight. Now this right here might be a run. We'll see. The 9 had a run. He peeked to the outside. The door got closed pretty fast. But that middle to high line on the straightaways is where you need to be. You're not going to be able to do it on the bottom. You really need to get a run either off one of these exits. You're right. It really drives like a short track, in all honesty. Skylar Allen battling for 7th. He actually lost that position to the 65, fell back to 8th place. Having a decent run tonight, though. He needs a decent run. I think he definitely had a top 5 car, though. Battle's still not really going anywhere. It's pretty much a deadlock right now for the front spots. There's one question that I'm a little concerned about with one of these drivers. That is Jeff Schmidt. Will he have enough fuel to make it to the end? I would guess so. He's on 27 laps now, so I don't know. We haven't seen nobody go that long into a run. He would have to go about 41 laps, so it's going to be close. Wow, Eric Borelli really backed up that corner and got a great run out. He's going to take a peek to the high side. Not going to be able to get there. He may dive to the bottom. Not going to do that. Last time by, Joshua may be backing off just a little bit and trying to save some tire here. He may be trying to cool them tires down, but time's running out. The gap's slowly starting to grow over the last 2 laps. This time, once again, we'll see who has the fastest lap out of these top 3 guys. I believe it's Borelli, to be honest, but no, it is Brandon Puffenbarger with a 31.222. Then it is Eric Borelli with the second, and Joshua Banks. However, this time, Joshua Banks is starting to battle back here. He may have found something. He may have just backed off to cool his tires up. Here comes the 14, taking a peek to the inside of the 9. Joshua Banks been up front all night long. Making contact with the 14. A little bit of damage now on that right side. The 14 Borelli may have slid up a little bit into the side of the 9 car. Don't look like it's going to affect him, however, but we'll see if he's able to clear him. He will clear him. Now he's going to have to focus once again on trying to run down this leader of Brandon. And man, Brandon is so fast right now. He's been fast all week, and I mentioned at the top of the show about how fast he's been. He was one of the fastest in the trucks, except pit strategy did not work out the way he liked. Last night he finished top 3. I believe it was second to Tyler Cox. So it's just, man, he is so tough here. Looking for his first win on the season. Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm saying. It's really a one-lane track. You can't go to the bottom. You can't pass. It's basically a one-lane track. You're going to have to move people out of the way. Is the only way I'm seeing it anyway. I mean, you can't really do much. Meanwhile, while all this is going on, nothing really else happening, to be honest. Everything behind these guys kind of have balanced itself out. So right now, this is the biggest battle. That's why we're staying with it. Ooh, that's bright. I did not realize that was actually in white. I apologize, guys. Hopefully our new overlay will be done sometime this week. Yeah, I thought it would have been done. I was told it would be done by tonight, but it wasn't. So hopefully it'll be done tomorrow. I'm hoping. I got somebody named Josh Lee actually working on it. So big shout out to him for helping me do the coding and stuff like that on it. And not too much longer. 2 laps to go, I believe. Yes, 2 laps to go. The lead has grown for Brandon Puffenbarger, who has pretty much driven away from second and third place. Not much they could do, but watch and push and hope for a mistake. As the battle's still there for second, but we're going to jump up to our leader. You can see the distance between first, second, and third. White flag is going to be in the air this time. Brandon Puffenbarger trying to pick up the win and his first win of the Lazy Dayz Xfinity Series for Go Fast Racing. Through turn number 2. Gotta go see this turn one more time. Has to get a good, clean exit out. Brandon Puffenbarger will come off turn number 4. He's going to win the Kentucky 225 here at Kentucky Speedway. Second place, Joshua Banks. Third, Eric Borelli. Fourth place goes to Cody Blackmore. Wow. Fifth place goes to James Finn. Sixth place, Jeff Smith. Wow, I cannot believe them tires hold up that long. Austin Marion will finish in 7th. Skylar Allen Sr. will finish in the top 10 in 8th place. Nate Anderson, Eric Minch, top 10. Oh, wait. You know what? I lied, guys. I don't know why it did that a minute ago. It said it wanted to go on my screen. Now I feel like an idiot, and y'all can laugh at me. Wow. Oh, gosh. I thought the race was over, guys. I apologize. Wow. Just call me an idiot and throw pies at me because that was so dumb. I was looking at my live comment and it said the race was over, so I apologize once again. I'm going to feel bad if something happens to Brandon now and they don't finish like this. And I just seen, by the way, Nate Anderson's still up here. Or he's been on there for 18 minutes. Did not realize that either. Yeah, did I really feel like an idiot? Like, I just want to be punched in the face for saying that. Alright, let me check it on live time and the actual overlay. 2 to go at the line. 1 to go at the line. We'll try this again. Brandon Puffenbarger is going to see the white flag this time. There's a battle for second I thought was heating up, but white flag is in the air once again. By the way, it's now 2 times the white flag has came out for me. And he's got to make 1 more mile around this track, 1.5 miles around this track. as he exits turn number 2. And once again, I'll repeat it again, Brandon Puffenberger, as long as he don't make a mistake here in 3 and 4, should be good to the end. He's going to come out of turn 4 and win Kentucky once again, should I say. And, oh, Eric Burley may have got the wall. He did. But the winner, right here, Brandon Puffenberger wins at Kentucky Speedway. As the fireworks go off, for the driver of the 02, picks up his first win of the season. Great win for him, though. Led 40 laps tonight. Well deserved. Got in the wall early, battled back. I'll be honest, I counted him out after he got in the wall. So it's good to have somebody prove somebody wrong, that's for sure. Brandon wins. We'll get our interview with him here. And, Brandon, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, I counted you out at this race, and actually, actually my overlay messed up, and I actually counted you winning twice too. But anyway, talk us through your night, man. You got into the wall early on, and you led 40 laps, but you got into the wall early on, and I thought it was going to slow you down, but you were still fast enough to get back up there and take the lead. How tough is this place to drive?
Yeah, I got in a wall there I was trying to run down Josh again after that first pit stop, and I was racing Skyler, and he pushed up, and I wasn't trying to hit us both, so I just kind of tapped the wall. But it was really hard to pass tonight if you weren't, like, in front of somebody or on the high side, because on the high side you could carry more momentum than the bottom.
Man, you've been fast all week, and I said at the start of the show whenever I talked to you earlier, it's got to be somewhat satisfying, I guess. You came up short both races last night, the K&N, and the night before, and the pit strategy didn't work out in the trucks. But it's got to be somewhat satisfying for you to come in here and get the win of the Xfinity.
Yeah, it is. I was trying to pit strategy those last 2 races and didn't really work out. So I'm kind of glad that last caution kind of fell, and I kind of gambled on those 2 right side tires, and it worked.
Man, it's your 3rd race in here and already picking up a win. That's got to be huge for you as well. Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Just you with the broadcast, and Skyler, Nate, and Eric with the league putting everything together, and my LDR teammate Eric finishing in 3rd.
Man, you guys are always up front. Good job, buddy. Congratulations on that big win. I know that's pretty big for you here tonight.
Thank you.
Good job, man. Next up, we'll bring in Joshua Banks, who's got to be somewhat disappointed with coming in 2nd. We'll bring him down. Hey, Joshua, you got a copy?
Yes, sir, I got you.
Man, first off, I want to ask you a little bit. You led 102 laps. Are you somewhat disappointed? We know how fast you was, and it's so tough to pass on this place. Are you somewhat disappointed with not being able to pull away with the win?
Well, yes. Short term, yes. I'm not necessarily happy, but I'm proud for Brandon. Good job on him winning the race. We just got to see who the better driver was here tonight. It's just been having the worst luck every time I do a long race like this, so just coming 2nd doesn't fit in my foot. Just doesn't work.
Yeah, and it seemed like, honestly, and this was mentioned even on the chat during the live stream, this is a 1-lane track. I mean, early on, it really, and during these super early running, yeah, it's kind of the 2-lane track. You could pass on the bottom. But after about 5 laps, it really becomes a 1-groove track, man. Is there anything that you wish that you could have done to possibly get on to the outside of him and try to put the pass on?
Be honest, even before that, I wish I could have taken 2, because if I had been able to know that and know that I still had grip or something long in the run, I would have been just fine, I thought. Man, it may have ended different either, but it's just frustrating overall.
Yeah.
I don't have much words to say.
And honestly, I'm surprised his 2 tire stop paid off as well. I'm just going to be honest. We've seen, Skyler did it earlier and it didn't work. We've seen a couple guys do it and it just did not work. But it looked like, just having that clean air, and then of course the 1-groove track pays off in the end, of course. But man, it's still a good run for you. 2nd place. How many is this your first race in the league? I believe it is, right?
Yeah, so
I
this
thought
will be
so.
my first start here.
I thought so. So not bad at all. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
I guess Brandon for winning the race. Good job on his part coming back, and I know he was far back and had struggles a little bit. So good job for him coming back. So other than that, I'm good.
Man, and congratulations. I broadcasted a lot of races with you in it. You know that as well as I do, and you're always fast. So congratulations on second. Next time, go out there and see if you can get a win. Good job, buddy.
Damn, Paul, appreciate it, boss man.
That was Joshua Banks. Next up, we'll bring in one of the boss, Eric Borelli, who comes in third. Eric, you got a copy?
Mr. Chapman, good evening, sir.
Man, you had an interesting night. Let's just be honest. You didn't qualify well at all, and honestly, I didn't. I counted you out. I'm not going to lie, I counted you out. But you managed to come back and finish third. You got to be happy with that.
Yeah, you see, that's the wrong attitude to have, Adam. You never count the 14. Oh, no, I'm only kidding. Yeah, we qualified, I think, 8th, right? Or
no, 11th.
Somewhere in that vicinity? 11th, all right, even better. And practice, the car just, wouldn't hook up, and then qualifying the car wouldn't hook up, and we started running, and I'm like, what, let me just, switch things up a little bit, I'm going to kind of take it easy for the first half of the race, and because, some guys are going to be aggressive, and the car just came in, and, we were passing people left and right, and then the final restart, we were hanging right there with them, but just trying to pass on the inside is just nearly impossible without good tires.
I was just now up in a blimp cam just now, and I can see the groove of the tire, the rubber laying down on the track. It really is a one-lane track. We've seen it all night. You can only pass very early. How tough is this place to pass?
Yeah, like you said, the first maybe 5 laps or so, you could probably get a good run down low in the lower lane. After that, it turns into a one-lane track. Short of somebody scuffing a wall or, you getting on the outside of them while they're going on the inside, like on the front stretch. It's the only way you can really pass people here.
One thing that you got to be happy about is LDR. I want to speak a little bit about that. Brandon picks up a win. He's part of Lazy Days Racing. You come in third. Cody Blackmore is in Lazy Days as well. You guys just had a great night overall tonight as far as a team. Does that make you somewhat satisfied with the team standpoint of it? Especially going into next week, we know New Hampshire's a one-lane track as well, pretty much.
Yeah, being a team president, we took, a bunch of new guys on, and, like you said, Cody, and, congratulations to Brandon. These guys, Eric Minch, all of them, Skylar, Nate, all these guys are top-notch guys, and they're great drivers, and, they're great to be around. We have fun in the team chat and stuff, but when push comes to shove and we get down to race time, these guys really step up, and they represent LDR, and I can't, I wouldn't want any other guys on our team other than who we got now. They're definitely they're definitely the true definition of what it is to be a team member and represent the team.
I agree, man. It was fun to watch you tonight. You actually had a chance at second place, but you're going to finish up third. Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to you, Adam. Like I said, every night you guys do your broadcasts and the top-notch broadcasts. Shout out to all my guys at Lazy Days. Congratulations to Brandon on taking home the win. Of course, to Skylar and Nate for running the league. They put on a great league. It's fun to run with these guys every week. And everyone else on the league, they're a good bunch of guys, and we have a good time.
Man, you're one of my favorite drivers watching the league, so sorry for doubting you tonight. Go out there and get the win next week, man.
All right, bro. I won't hold it against you. I appreciate it.
All right. As always, we're going to bring in Skylar Allen, who finished pretty good. 8th place, not bad at all. Had a top 5 car. Skylar, you got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, you got to be somewhat happy, somewhat disappointed. We know for a fact you possibly had a top 3, top 5 car for sure. You was there all night in speed. Talk us through your night.
A little frustrating. Early in the race, I have this habit of trying to get off of a normal pit strategy to try to make something work. And so I started surveying the situation. I felt like we were going to go long, and we started to. And then that third caution came out, and some of the drivers had just come off pit road. I'm not sure exactly what had happened. But I had a couple of frustrating part was a couple of people, kind of hold me up early on. I wanted to try and go race with Josh, and and I didn't get that opportunity. So, and then tried to jump off cycle again. I ran what I thought was going to be the last stop as far as I could to make sure that I was going to be good, and I was the first one off a pit road that could, without a doubt, say that I was, good on fuel to the end. Everybody else was going to have to save some, and I was going to be all out. So I don't know that I could have won it that way. It's just unfortunate that I think Nate spun and caused that final caution and kind of blew what I was trying to do out of the water. So
yeah, one thing I don't want to go into depth with this because I was going to talk about it Thursday on the podcast that we're doing. By the way, guys, if y'all don't know, CFR podcast this Thursday, we'll have it up. Skylar Allen is always on it, and a couple guys from this league as well. But I spoke a lot about you during this broadcast about, when you hear the thing, you're going to say, be flat out, well, this guy's a butthole for saying this. But we spoke a minute, you touched on it a second ago, about how you get off strategy a little bit different. And it's been happening, I noticed, for the last few weeks, and I spoke about it tonight during the broadcast, like I said. Is that something you need to get out of the habit of doing by pitting early? Because ultimately it seems like it did hurt you.
It didn't really hurt me tonight. I wouldn't say. I think each time that I, the first time, I went from 11th to 6th. And then the next time I went from 11th to 4th and kind of fell back to 6th or 7th. And then the next cycle of pit stops, I went from, up further into the field, 3rd or 4th. Ultimately, what really hurt tonight was the two tires did not help. That was not a good call. I did it Monday in a B Open, and that car handled really well,
right.
But being at a Lazy Dayz Racing setup, this one obviously is not. It's a default iRacing setup. So the two tires was not a good call tonight, and I learned that early on, and I debated it on the final caution pit stop. I was like, man, should I go for 2? But I'm like, nah, I can't. I just can't. What really killed me, though, tonight is, this right knee that's bothering me. I was having to stay out of the throttle way longer than most people were, unfortunately. And it just, the way that it all played out, it just... it just having to stay out of the throttle as long, it's hard to make up any ground on the track. And that last run was really bad. I think I was running, off the jump 31.9 just because it hurt to put that pressure on the leg. So hopefully by the time we get into next week, I'll be a little bit better. And yeah, New Hampshire is going to be rough.
Yeah.
This knee's still hurting.
Yeah, it's a tough place.
I'm not, I think I've made a pretty clear, I don't like flat racetracks. And so it's going to be interesting. But real quick, just again, I know and I say this every time, but big shout out to Lazy Dayz Racing, this year's sponsor for our Xfinity series. Center Force TV, you guys do an amazing job. But more importantly, Austin, Marion, Eric Barilli, Jeff Webker, Eric Mintz, James Finn, John Ronaldo, Nate Anderson, Cody Blackmore. Those are the drivers that have showed up to every single event that we've had this in this season this year in one way or another. Whether it be hey, I have to miss a race, give me a provisional kind of a deal. But they're showing up every week and they're making this a ton of fun.
I agree.
And I don't want to shortchange the game. The guys like Jeremy Rigney, Lee Grandy, Curtis, Landon, Sean, Ryan, James, the guys that can only run part-time, we appreciate them coming out as well. They help kind of build our field up to the 15, 20 driver target that we have for this year. It's a nice manageable number, and I feel like if we went too crazy with 40 on the track at once, we'd probably end up with a bunch more cautions than what we've got. What was it, 4 tonight?
4 tonight. So we averaged 2 cautions average for 3 days. That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad at all.
We averaged 2 cautions a race for a race weekend. I'm absolutely impressed with that. And, it just shows the caliber of talent that we've, kind of pieced together. We had 2 new guys show up tonight, Joshua and, bear with me here while I try to remember this other guy's name. I apologize if you're listening.
You mean Chris James, is it?
Chris James,
okay.
There you go.
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah. You know, just you know, a couple. Honestly, I don't know where Josh came from.
Me,
Chris, I believe. Chris had posted something on Facebook, iRacing Drivers World or something, asking, you know, looking for a league to run for trucks.
Okay, yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, hey, by the way, we also run this, and this, you know. And then I sent out every race. I try to send out.
Yes.
On race day, I try to send out race invites so that drivers know there's a race going on and whatnot. And, you know, they came out and definitely welcome to come back. And looking forward to, as we continue to grow here. Excited I gained a spot in the points tonight. That's exciting.
That's big.
I'm up to 4th.
That's big.
Which, I mean, I was counting after the race. You've got...
you only got 3 drivers in the chase, by the way.
Well, 4. You've got Brandon Puffenbarger, Jeff Schmidt,
That's
Eric
right.
Barilli, and...
There's somebody I'm missing, too. Oh, Jeff Schmidt.
Maybe that's it. Yep.
Yep,
So you got Eric Barilli, Jeff Schmidt, and Brandon Puffenbarger. So you got 3. You're right. You've got 3. And so opposite of, this is kind of opposite the trucks, where, you know, the trucks.
How many people get in?
Have any? In this one, I believe
Ten?
it's 10.
That's what I thought.
And in the trucks, it's 8,
yeah.
I believe.
The K&N there's none.
I can tell you here. Yeah, the K&N, there is no no chase. It's all straight up points. And I apologize, I stand corrected. It's actually 12 drivers make the chase.
Okay, so you're almost you're good for right now.
Yeah, I'm for this series. I'm not sweating. I'm not sweating points. I'm up in the points. You know, obviously by the time it seeds, with Eric Barilli being 2 wins.
Yeah.
You know, he'll be first. Aaron Fowler, Brandon Puffenbarger, 2nd and 3rd.
And Jeff Schmidt.
And then Jeff Schmidt 4th. Yeah. Austin 5th, me 6th. So, I mean, in all reality, you know, I'm going to be sitting 6th. So, as long as I can have some good runs the first 2.
How many races is the chase for the Xfinity? Is it 8?
It's a total of 7.
7,
You've got
okay.
3 Kansas, Dover, Charlotte, and then you've got 3.
That's
you'll
right.
have your 4 cutoff that goes to 8. You'll run Kentucky again, Texas, Phoenix, and it cuts down to 4 for Homestead. And so I feel like sitting in 6th, as long as I can have good runs those first 2, I feel like some other drivers are going to have problems. I can advance to Homestead, and then it's just a matter. You know, bonus points don't matter. You know, laps led, nothing of that matters. The only thing that matters is
where you
straight
finish.
up, heads up. Whichever of those 4 drivers finishes first will win. And you know,
it's gonna be interesting.
We're over halfway through the regular season.
This was race 16.
Yeah, that was 16.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, pretty impressive.
It looks weird. It looks weird on the schedule.
It does. It's odd
because of the All-Star race.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely, man. It's been a blast for the first 16 events. We've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 10 races left of the regular season. And all next month, man, we're going road course racing.
I can't wait for that, by the way.
I'm excited.
I got a lot. That's gonna be fun.
We've got a month of road course and 1 short track.
You have no cookie cutters.
We're I mean, we're done with the 1.5 miles until right before the chase starts.
Wow.
The last race.
Wow.
We've got New Hampshire, Indy, Iowa, Glenn,
yeah, you're right.
Mid Ohio, Bristol. Chicago's our next 1.5 mile track.
I'm not looking forward to Iowa.
You're not?
No. That last race we did there was, dude, it was, let's be honest, the last race we did there was not good.
No, it wasn't great, but I feel like...
y'all are going to make adjustments though, right?
We had 9 cautions. We're going to try to make some changes for the Iowa race. You know, we look at those each week and we go, okay, you know, we're coming back to a track where we had, you know, it was a horrible race last time. What do we need to do to, you know, and so as a collective group of admins, we'll say, okay, you know, we feel like this is what we're going to have to clean it up or whatever. It's not been that long since we were at Iowa, so I don't think there's going to be a modification to the setup. But what we might do is I might lean on one of my teammates and say, hey, give me a decent Iowa setup.
Yeah.
And then I can send it out to everybody and say, okay, we're 3 weeks away from Iowa. This is the setup we're going to run at Iowa. Here's where you can access that setup.
Yeah.
Practice, practice, practice. You know, it's your responsibility to make sure you're comfortable with this setup moving into Iowa. We've done that one other track this year, the K&N Series. I believe we've made an adjustment to the setup because it was absolutely horrible. But I'm looking forward to the road course racing. I'm not the greatest at it.
I love it.
But it's a lot of fun.
It is. All right, guys, we're not going to go too into detail. I want to keep some of it for the podcast. Anything else you want to say? No,
just again, thanks again to all the drivers coming out. Thanks to all the admins who've helped with this year. I think it's, if I had to put a rating on it, I'd say it was a success. So we'll see you on Friday.
Yep. All right, man. If you need me, you know how to get in contact with me. Thanks a lot, buddy.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Have a good night.
You too. That was Skylar Allen, guys. My thoughts on the race, fantastic. Nothing else to say. Big win for Brandon Puffenberger. Got a feel for Joshua Banks a little bit. Great race. We will be live again on Monday for the Red Light Racing Series and Tuesday for the Dynasty Racing League. And then we do not broadcast next Wednesday or Thursdays. So that's going to do it for us here tonight, guys. Thank you all for watching. Have a great night. Talk to y'all soon.
And the other three will get a little bit of a jump at the start. Benjamin Nelson will not jump.